remember how last week was such... Try again. Hey everyone, it's Natalie, also known as Nitty Natty. Welcome to episode 261 of the Love and Stitches podcast. It is a chilly day here in Nashville. Beautiful and sunny. I'm really excited to go take Toaster on a walk after this on my lunch break, but I'm glad it's chilly again because I'm getting to wear some of my knits. So today I have on my Traveler. I made the hoodie version. This version has both a crew neck and a hood. This is my most worn knit, I think, ever. I finished it last summer and I wore it almost every day for like 100 days in a row. It is so awesome, so comfy, and I just love it. It's probably something you've seen me wear a million times in podcasts and videos already because it is just that good. I probably should make more projects that are similar to it, like very neutral, very wearable, and maybe I will later this year. Actually, making knitting plans for the year is something that is on my to-do list for this week, and I'm planning to record a whole video about that as well because long-term planning, I feel like, is so different than the week-to-week stuff. Okay, my projects this week. I think we should just get right into them. I am in a fight with one of my projects. I am upset with it, with myself. I don't know. So I think it's best if we just take things chronological and I'll explain along the way. We're going to start with the BeachComber Flares because this is a project that I started out last week working on the most. So I shared that I really want to finish these by the middle of the month, which is February 14th, aka Valentine's Day. And I figured out, here, I'll show them to you. How cute are these? I figured out that if I did 4 inches per day, I could finish them. I'd have a little bit of like buffer time to do some blocking in the middle of the project, but I could finish them on February 14th. And things started off really great last week. So I usually film my podcast on Mondays. So Monday was really good. I got a lot of knitting done. Tuesday was really good. I got a lot of knitting done. Wednesday, I was like, wow, I am through with the thigh decreases. So I had finished. Once you pick up under the leg, you do a lot of decreases like every so often. And I had gotten both legs up to that point. So I have been trying this on here and there. And though it is blocked now, I hadn't blocked it in time when we're talking about it. This is Wednesday of last week. So I hadn't blocked it yet. I had been trying it on a lot, and when I was trying it on, I noticed that the body is fitting really, really great. So I'm like, perfect. I knew the first time I made these, because I have started these twice, that the body was way too big. So I felt confident that this one was fitting good. I didn't need to block it. I carried on with the legs. The legs I noticed, and this is hindsight, right? I noticed that they were seeming a little tight, especially across like the upper thighs. And I was like, it's probably just going to be tight in like just that one area. As I move down the leg, things seem to be fitting better. Like my leg does get smaller as it goes down from the hip joint and the pants are getting smaller. So I think it's working out fine. But I was so focused on just getting those 4 inches of knitting done a day. I was going that I should have been trying these on more often because when I tried these on as they are now, they're basically hitting like a few inches above the knee right now. They were feeling really tight. Again, body part, like the whole part around my waist and hips and everything is fitting great, but the thighs and like upper legs was feeling really tight. I even took a picture and we'll put it in here to show you how the stitches are straining. Like you can see them separating. And I was just so bummed. So the designer, Brianna, is my friend. So I texted her to get her opinion on what I should do. And she said, you should stop and you should block it and see if it still feels that way. And I'm like, okay, yes, I know this, but I didn't want to stop, right? Because I'm like, I'm making such good progress. I really want to finish these, but I knew I'd be so unhappy if I didn't pause in that moment and block them and see what's really going on. So I blocked them. That was like, I think afternoon of that Wednesday. And so I blocked them, I let them dry, and then I just carried on working on other projects for that day. The next morning, I tried them on and they felt a lot better, but they still, like, visually, like, when you looked at the stitches, they still looked like that picture that I showed where, like, the stitches were stretching apart and straining. So I was really bummed. Whenever I can't make a confident decision moving forward on a project, I like to take a break from it. So I thought, I'll just take a day off. I will make a decision tomorrow. And then that happened like 4 times. I was like, I'll make a decision tomorrow. I'll make a decision tomorrow. I ended up having kind of a busy like weekend and everything. So actually it kind of makes sense looking back at my schedule. Just wasn't ready to make any decisions on that. And so that brings us to today. I basically just stopped working on the project 4 days ago, and it's just been in kind of a limbo state since then. I haven't done anything else with it. So I still don't know what I want to do. Quick pause, let's just talk about the yarn. How pretty is this? This yarn is from the Little Wolf Knits. It's called Bottoms Up, and it's an exclusive colorway that her and I uh, designed together. Is that right? Designed a colorway. When I was visiting her in November of last year, we went into her garage, her dye studio, and I got to come up with the colors. She dyed the yarn, and then we offered the color to both of our memberships. And so some of us are making pants, some of us are making other things, but I really like the color. Anyway, so I don't really know what I'm going to do at this point, but now that I've had some time off from it, I think I know in my gut that I need to pull back the legs. Like, I think I would just be happier with them if I pull them back. So that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. It makes me sad, of course, because one, I'm going to be redoing the knitting. I don't think that's the part that bothers me as much anymore because I know I can recoup that knitting in a week or so. So like that doesn't bother me too much. I think it's more that I wanted to finish this project by a certain time because I want to cast on other projects. And so that timeline bothers me most of all, I think. I don't mind knitting on these again. I really enjoyed this and it's easy, simple knitting. So that part is fine, but I think I will be happier if I rip them back. I'm going to do one more thing before I make that decision, and maybe I'll do that today. But I was talking with my Love and Stitches members. We were on a Zoom and I was like, here's what's happening. Like, this is what I've done so far. And one of them suggested that I put them on and just wear them for like half an hour, just wear them around the house and see how I feel then about how they fit. Because I think one of my fears is, what if I rip them back and I do this work to make them a little bit bigger, and then at the end of the day, they end up being too large and I should have just left them alone. I think that's my fear. And having not finished a pair of pants before and worn them, there's just some things I'm gonna have to learn from this first pair, and that's fine. But I'm trying to make the most informed decisions that I can. So I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna wear them for like half an hour, just see how they feel, see how they look. And if I'm still feeling like, they feel too tight, they look too strained, my plan is to take them back, like back up to here where I first picked up the legs. And I think I'm gonna add maybe 4 stitches, just a little bit, just a little extra breathing room. And instead of starting my decreases right away, as the pattern says, I'm gonna go for a couple of inches without decreasing. And then I'm gonna start my decreases. And I'll be trying them on a lot along the way. Maybe for my body, I need more spaced out decreases along a long portion of my upper thigh. And then I can do decreases that are more close together, like have fewer rows between them as I get towards my knee. Maybe that's what I need for my body, and that's fine. But I just didn't even think to look to look at that and figure that out. So, yep, I'm a little bummed, but I'm learning, and eventually, maybe by the end of February, I can have a lovely, cozy pair of pants. Let's move on to happier projects that are going great. So because my pants were kind of off the menu on Wednesday, I had lots of time for the rest of the week and over the weekend to work on my 2 other knitting projects. So the first one is my Musselburgh hat that I have in my cute little woolen women fibers bag. I got my March box preview, so I'm going to be opening that in a little bit here on this episode. But I am using my February yarn to make a Musselburgh hat. Isn't it so cute? Why don't you stay? How cute is a little cowboy hat? This colorway is beautiful. I love, love, love how this is coming out. It's called Rodeo and Romance, and it was in the February a woolen yarn box. And this is not even doing it justice. It's so pretty, just the golds and the browns and the pinks. I just love how it's coming out. So I started this because I am teaching a Musselburgh class at Bliss Yarns, my local yarn store. And we have our second and final class this week, so I wanted to get at least some of it done. I knew I wasn't going to finish an entire hat in the couple of weeks we had in between, but I wanted to get a little bit of it done. And my plan for this hat is to make it a little bit slouchy with a fold-up brim in 2 different colors. So the first side is, of course, going to have the main color, and I added this just recently to my project page, so it's updated now, but I usually do 19 inches in between the crowns. So as soon as I'm done increasing for the crown, I put in a stitch marker. This is to let me know where to measure or even count rows if I would like to. So that's where I ended my crown decreases. I finished the crown decreases and then knit that like final round. And then I consider the next round the first round of the body. That's just how I think of it. So I'm gonna have 6.5 inches for basically the whole first side of the hat. And then I've got these 2 little contrast colors that came with it. So pretty. So one of the brims will be this color. The other one will be this color. I'm hoping I can get 3 inches of each one. So it'll be this, 3 inches of this, 3 inches of this, and then on the other side will be another 6.5 inches of the main color, and then the other crown. So I feel really confident in my plan for that. We have a couple movies we're going to this week, so I'm hoping, I'm kind of like strategizing so I have a suitable project for the movies, because this will be my only one. The other project I'm going to share is Brioche. The pants, I will be somewhere in the midst of decreases, so that's not going to work. So I'm strategizing to kind of like save easy knitting for the movies. So when we go to the movies tonight, I should have plenty of knitting to do on this first side. And then we're going to, what is it? The new Marvel movie, I think, comes out on Thursday, so we have tickets for that. So I should hopefully be into my first contrast color by then. So I want to leave enough, knitting on the contrast color. There's no way I'm going to do 3 inches in a movie, but you never know. So I want to just leave enough knitting for that. So I'm thinking and strategizing. So this is going well. I honestly put a lot of time into this because it was just simple, easy, and relaxing while I stayed sad and upset with my pants, and it really just fit the bill to help me have something to work on. Thank you so much to Factor for sponsoring today's video. Factor takes the stress out of meal planning by delivering fresh, never frozen meals directly to your doorstep. There are so many delicious options like loaded bacon, shredded chicken, Tuscan-style pork chop, and dill-crusted chicken and cheese grits. All I have to do is heat for 2 minutes and I have a delicious meal ready to go. What I love about Factor is that it's super convenient. It takes all of the stress out of meal planning. I can skip going to the grocery store, all of the chopping and prepping, any of that decision fatigue, and we have yummy meals that are prepped for us. They have 35 weekly meals and several different options from protein plus to keto or vegan and veggie. You can even try gourmet meals with premium ingredients like filet mignon, shrimp, truffle butter, broccolini, and asparagus. I also appreciate that Factor is flexible. You can change up your order with plans from 4 to 18 meals per week, or pause and reschedule deliveries at any time. If you'd like to give Factor a try, head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code 50natty to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first Factor box. That's code 50natty at factor75.com to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. Thanks again to Factor for sponsoring today's video. Now, back to the episode. My third and final knitting project is also kind of for a class. So in the Love and Stitches membership, we are doing a brioche make-along in March, and I wanted to have a project where we could practice just basic 2-color brioche before we get into the more advanced stuff in March. So we started this cowl pattern. It's called Brioche Loop though I have modified it slightly. The actual brioche loop pattern, it's a free pattern, is like half brioche, and this is full brioche. So like both sides are, or both stitches are brioche stitches. So now that I've gotten about 1.5 inches or so, you can fully see the reversible colors, which is so fun. I am loving how these two colors look together. They are so, so cute. So both of these yarns are Ruby and Roses. I got them at Bliss. This one is called Material Girl, and this one is called Rosy Cheeks. I should know that because I knit an entire cardigan out of this color in another base, and yet I still can't remember. So yeah, that one's just going slowly here and there. The color, the hot pink color, almost like hurts my eyes a little bit, but in a good way. Like, it's just so bright. And I was working on this when I went to Knit Night at Bliss this past week, and the yarns, there's still a couple of balls left of these colors, are hanging, and I just kept like staring at the hot pink color because it's just like this beacon. It's just such a good pink. So that one's going great. I do want to make some progress on it this week as well, because I want to see if we can continue and do the cables that are in the brioche loop. So I need to figure that out. So I kind of have this like interesting balance of projects right now that are more like suited for a purpose rather than just like a fun project for me, which is another reason I think I'm like sad that my pants aren't going well, because that was kind of more of a project that didn't have any obligations attached. Not to say that I'm not enjoying both the hat and the brioche loop. I am very much so, but it is kind of fun to have a project that's just, just for fun. Even though that's the last of my knitting projects, I have one more thing to show you that has occupied a lot of my time this week, and I am so stinking proud of myself for how consistent I've been able to do with this and to do this every single day, and that is my spinning project. I had just started it last week, so I am opening up a fiber countdown from the Little Wolf Knits. It is How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days themed, and it is a new little bundle of fiber, 1 ounce of fiber every single day in February. So I am using this countdown to really what's the right word? Like, just get myself into a good routine of spinning every day and just practicing and practicing and practicing being more consistent. I learned to spin late last year. I have something to show you also on my first full spinning project, but this has just been a joy to do every single day. I'm mostly taking time during my lunch to like eat my lunch really fast and then spin. It takes me about an hour to do this every day. I'm not spinning the full ounce. I'm spinning half of an ounce every single day. The other half I'm saving for the second ply, and I will do that like a little bit, into March and stuff. So I'm spinning a half ounce each day, which takes me a little over an hour, and I'm so proud of myself. So this, I've started to fill up bobbins. So I've filled up 2 bobbins so far. So 1A just means this is the first bobbin of the A ply. That's how I'm thinking of them. And then I filled up a second bobbin of the A ply. And then I am working, let me grab my little wheel. I just put the first color on this bobbin. I can fit 4 half-ounce colors, so 4 days onto each little guy. So small and so tiny. So yeah, that was day 9, which was yesterday. Today's the 10th. So yeah, I'm like literally looking forward to my lunch break today so I can add to this. It's just so much fun, and I'm getting so much more consistent. It's getting so much more relaxing and easy. When I first learned to spin, my hands were cramping. Like, it's just such a new way to hold on to things and just like a different technique. And plus I was probably holding on really, really tight. Now it's very relaxing. I'm starting to find that I can like do other things. Like, I can watch a video or I can talk with people while I'm spinning, which is really exciting. So definitely serving its purpose to get me more consistent and more confident with my spinning. I wasn't done yet. I totally forgot I needed to show you this. So because I am starting to fill up bobbins so quickly, I needed to get my very first spinning project off of the bobbins. And I'm not done yet, but I have started to pull this yarn off of the bobbins. Now, one of you, I don't remember if this was through YouTube or Instagram, but somebody and probably several people suggested that I could skein my yarn with my Swift. And so that's what I did. I skeined my yarn with my Swift, and I've just done one so far. And this is like a really tiny skein because, again, I have tiny bobbins. Also, this wasn't a full bobbin. I'm learning how much I can actually pack on there. And so, yeah, it's a learning curve. But this is from my very first independent spin. So after Brianna taught me how to spin, and I made a very tiny skein over the course of 1 week, like very, very small, I then took with me 2 braids and I spun it up on my own over the course of December and January. And this is actually what it looked like before. This is one ply of it. The other ply is white, so I still have a little bit left. I had a little less white than I did of the colorful braid. And then this is just the first of those 4 plies that are finished. So this one, I am so proud of myself because my first practice one was when I took it off of the bobbin, it was like curling up, like almost like Ewing itself, because it just wasn't balanced. Like at some point I was doing too much spin. This hasn't even been blocked and it just hangs so nicely. I think that's a good sign. It seems like a good sign. Whereas the other one was like twisting up. It had so much torque in it or so much spin or something. So yeah, it's looking so pretty. It is, feels so good. So I'm really excited. So another project that I need to do this week is continue to take those off of the bobbins. I will need them for my countdown spinning. And then I need to soak these. I need to let them hang. And then I can cake them up and make a new project. Maybe for February or for March, I will make something. I think I want to make a hat and just, low stakes, see how my handspun works up, learn a little something from it before I finalize all the yarn on my countdown and see what I want to do with that project. Because that's going to be a lot more yarn. And I'm kind of thinking sweater or at least t-shirt. So I need to see how this actually works up. Like, what can I learn from my handspun that I can then improve in my next go? So for all the things that didn't go great in my knitting, something that I have done for almost 2 decades now, I am feeling really confident about my spinning, something I've only done for a matter of months. So, you win some and you lose some. The biggest news this week, at least for me, the most exciting thing is that our 50 states project has come to a close. Our very last video went live on the channel on Saturday. It was at Yarnbirds in our last state of Ohio. And it's just kind of a crazy feeling to realize that the work that we have been doing for the last year and a half, so we started out in August of 2023, we finished filming all of the videos in early December of 2024, and then we were posting 1 video a week. So the last one just went up. It is the middle of February. So a very long-term project has come to an end. And it's like, we did it. We finished it. It's such a good feeling. So I looked up some stats because I'm a big numbers person and I just love to see, how everything wrapped up. So of course we went to 50 states. We went to all 50 states over the last year and a half. We went to 155 yarn stores. Not all of these have full-length videos on our channel, but we tried to share as much as possible on Instagram through stories and everything. I actually have tons of video that I haven't even shared yet, that I hopefully, after a little bit of a break, I'm gonna rally myself back together and hopefully start putting some reels and shorts on both my YouTube channel and on Instagram, just to reshare some of these stores and share some stories that we didn't get to share before. It was just too much when we were actually traveling. So I still have more content to share. 155 yarn stores visited, and then we ended up putting 59 full tours on the channel. So some states we went to more than 1 store, some states we went to yarn crawls, some states we did a festival and then a store. So it ended up being 59 videos instead of the original 50 that we were planning. And you'll see on the playlist that there's actually 63 videos, and that's because some of them are shorts. When I had a little extra brain power, I was putting some shorts out, and then that just didn't happen again. So yeah, I am just so proud of us and so excited for what we created and what we set out to do, and just really grateful for the reality that like we had the chance to do this. Like, we're very fortunate that we are both able to work for ourselves, that we were able to make the move to get a van and to be in like this transient state and to travel around and to get to go to all these yarn stores and then to get to share them. I don't know. It's just a really cool thing. And sometimes I think it's only just now settling in that we've stopped traveling, because when we were traveling, it was just so much, so much stimulation, so much planning, so much organizing that it was harder to like really reflect on what was happening in the moment. And now looking back, I get to really appreciate it and feel so good about it. So Kent and I went to dinner on Friday night to celebrate after we had finished editing the final video, and just we're basking in the fact that this project is complete. So what this means for the YouTube channel is that there will no longer be 3 videos a week. So our semi-regular schedule is that I have a video go out on Tuesday mornings, this podcast go out on Thursday mornings, and then we were having a yarn store tour premiere on Saturdays at noon Eastern time. So those yarn store tour premieres, because we don't have any filmed right now, are no longer, but this isn't the end of our traveling and the end of our like filming yarn stores and filming interesting places. So we don't have anything lined up right now, but I do see us potentially doing a yarn store tour, or like a very interesting mill, or how is something made here and there throughout this year and throughout the channel and probably beyond that. So that's not saying that no more yarn store tours ever, but they are going to be like fewer and further between. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on, which is amazing. All right. The next thing I wanted to share with you, 2 yarn updates. So the first one is a quick one. Ruby and Rose's yarn is having a new collection drop on February 15th. This is just one of the many beautiful colors. It is a Downton Abbey themed collection. This color is called Drama Queen. I desperately want to cast on my project with this yarn. It's a brand new base. It's a BFL lace called Rose Lace, Superwash BFL lace. I'm planning to hold these 2 yarns together and make the Skyline Tee by Tori Yu, but I just can't let myself do this until I finish this pants. So this will probably have to be a March cast on, which makes me sad, but it is there waiting for me when I am ready. But that collection will be dropping at rubyandrosesyarn.com. The other thing I have to open up is my Woolen Women, a woolen yarn box preview for March. So the March box has not been sent out yet. If you are a subscriber and you don't want to look, this is your chance to look away. You can skip to the next segment, but I do get the yarn boxes to preview and share on my channel, and I'm an affiliate, so I have an affiliate link. If you choose to purchase it, you can use that or not. It's totally up to you. Okay, let's open this up. I love these boxes. I'm already working with my February box. The theme for March, last chance to look away, the theme for March is denim and daisies. This March, enjoy a sunny day, perfect for a bike ride through the park, wearing your favorite denim jeans or jacket. Perhaps you stop to lay a blanket down and enjoy the daisies and a good knit or crochet session until it's time to ride home. This is super cute. Okay, so I have the full box, which includes lots of extra goodies. So let's take a look at all the things we have in here, starting, of course, with the yarn. Oh my gosh, that is really pretty. So this yarn is called Denim and Daisies to go with the theme. That is super cute. I love that. There's usually also a project bag in here, both made by Woolen Women. It says bloom where you are planted, a nice zippered project bag with a handle. That is super cute. It also comes with a pattern. So I have the knitted box, so I get the knitted pattern. This one is a pair of socks. Those are really pretty. Buttercup socks. Cute, cute, cute. And sometimes they send me the crochet pattern. Let me see. I don't think, yeah, I think just the knitted pattern. You can also get a DK weight version of this if you prefer DK, and then you'll get the crochet pattern, but all the extras are the same. Oh, these are cute. Okay, let's open up the, actually, I'm not gonna take them out of the packaging because I think they'll stay flat better here. So Sam makes these. Look, it's like a little pocket with a daisy on it and then a beautiful daisy. That is so cute. And then there's always something fun and different. So this, to me, looks like a little patch you could put on your jeans or jacket or something like that that's denim and sew this daisy or embroider this daisy. And then I wonder if this is dissolvable. That is super cute. What a fun thing to do. All right, I've got 2 scented things in here. So let me get my cheat sheet. All right, so first I've got a wool wash bar. This is called Fresh Cut Grass. It has bergamot and patchouli in it. Oh my gosh, hold on. I got to open this up a little bit so I can, oh, sorry, by the way, it looks like this. Super cute. Their wool wash bars are really nice. Really great scents. That does smell really good. And then I have the soy wax candle. I also love these. Whenever I start my day, I usually start by reading my emails. And so I go up to my desk and I light a candle and I put on some music, and that kind of gets me in like the brain mindset to like start my day. And I'm usually using one of my Woolen Woman candles. Oh, that one smells like flowers. Oh my God, that smells so good. Lily of the Valley, pear and green leaves. Oh my gosh, that smells amazing. I'm currently using their February one throughout February, but I can save that one for March. So that is beautiful. I so enjoy getting these. They're just something really fun for, every single month to just open up a new exciting skein of yarn. They have the full box, which is what I opened, but also they have another option if you don't want all the extras, where you can just get like the yarn in the bag and everything. So I will leave that link down below if you're interested. Okay, just a couple more things. I have a lot of news today for some reason. So first thing, make-alongs. We're going to be talking about Sock Week for a little while, and then we'll pause talking about it, and then I'll bring it back up as it becomes relevant, because Sock Week itself doesn't happen until the summertime. But what is happening right now is I have opened up the sponsor application for Sock Week 2025. So if you are a yarn dyer, bag maker, stitch marker maker, or some kind of yarny accessory, I invite you to apply for Sock Week 2025 to be a sponsor. So the application is down below. It's open through February 21st, and then I will be closing it and selecting sponsors. There's a full timeline in the application of like when you need to submit your idea, how long you'll have to like prepare everything before the shops open, how long you'll have to ship. All of that is in there. It's very detailed. This is our 7th year of Sock Week, and I like to think that we found a really good system and a really good timeline that is not too rushed or anything. So please take a look through that, and you can always email me if you have any questions while you're applying. Okay, events coming up. First is the Nash Yarn Fest. That is an in-person event here in Nashville, Tennessee, March 14th and 15th. I am going to be there. I'm going to be there on Friday evening, and I'm going to be there on Saturday. One thing I have planned is I will be in the Bliss Yarns booth from 2 to 3 o'clock on Saturday. So if you want a guaranteed place that you know I'm going to be, if you want to come meet me or like see what we have going on at the Bliss Yarns booth, you can come meet me from 2 to 3 o'clock on Saturday. Other than that, I'm just going to be around, so you're welcome to come up and say hi. I will have some stickers to pass out. If you want a sticker, just ask. I'll basically just be around. Kent and I are going to be filming a vlog because we want to be able to take in this new festival and like share it with everybody. So that's all we're going to be doing, and just hanging out and maybe shopping. I don't know. I think I have enough yarn. After organizing my yarn this week, I don't think I need anything right now. And then the last event I want to share is Knit for Food Knit-a-thon. This is going to be the 3rd year that I am taking a part in this event. It is an online event, so you can participate no matter where you are in the world. It is run by Laura Nelkin, who is a knitwear designer, and it is a fundraiser for 4 different organizations: Feeding America, World Central Kitchen, No Kid Hungry, and Meals on Wheels. So it's a really fun event. Basically, from now until the event happens on April 5th, we are going to be fundraising for these organizations. So that's done online. You can register and raise those funds just by sharing your link. You can also donate yourself, of course. And then on April 5th, anyone who has raised $100 or more is able to come and join in on all of the Zoom activities. And it's like an all-day Zoom stuff. There's all this programming that Laura puts together. It's so much fun. You can pop in and out whenever. And then the purpose is that you will be knitting or crocheting or working on a project throughout that day and continue to fundraise and just raise awareness for the organizations, raise funds, and then also share about your knitting and crochet. So it's really fun. I've really enjoyed this event the last 2 years, and each year we have had a Love and Stitches group that I have raised money under. So for the total organization, this year's fundraising goal is $379. I don't know how to say this. $379,011. That does not sound right. Wow, that's really embarrassing. About $379,000 for the entire organization. This is a $1 more than they raised last year, which is just incredible. They have raised so much money for these organizations. And then my personal goal for our Love and Stitches team is $3,500. Last year we raised $3,425. So I think we can raise just that much more. That is my goal. Now there's a new thing this year that is called teams. So we've kind of worked around to be a team in the past where I've signed up. Instead of using my name, I've signed up as Love and Stitches, and then people contribute to me as an individual. And then I was able to share the Zoom link with everybody. I asked permission from Laura and she allowed me to do that. And so anyone who donated under me was able to come along to the event. But now this year they actually have the function of teams. So I'm going to double check with Laura and just make sure this is right. But what it sounds like to me is I've now created a team Love and Stitches, and I have the link down below. So I think you can sign up as an individual. That way you're getting all the emails, all the information about the organization, and your individual fundraising efforts contribute to the Love and Stitches team efforts. I think you can also just donate without having to register yourself, but that means that you won't be getting the emails and you won't get the Zoom link. So I just need to clarify that with her. This is something new I was reading about today, since the teams are new this year. Again, anyone who raises $100 individually or more is able to get the Zoom information and come that day. So it's really fun. So I will put the link for the Love and Stitches team down below. If you would like to sign up and fundraise underneath our team, I would really appreciate that. It doesn't really matter to me if you do or not. If you want to contribute to Knit for Food, do it however you want to, but you can contribute to the Love and Stitches team if that's where you heard about this from, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. It's more important to contribute to Knit for Food than be on the team, so do whatever you want, but that is there for you. Okay, I think that sums up all the news for this week. Remember how last week was such a bummer of a week? This week was so much better, and I had a lot of fun doing different things throughout the week, so just a couple of highlights here. The first thing that I am so happy with is I finally got all of my yarn organized and put onto shelves where I can see it. It's not the fanciest setup, it's not the most pleasing to the eye setup, but it is very functional and I would say at least 20 times easier to see than when I had everything in tubs. So I'm really, really proud of that. I won't spoil too much. I'm not going to put any pictures in here or anything because I did film an entire video of the process. I really struggled through this actually, and I kind of share that in the video. I was intending to get it all done in like a week's time, make a video and put it out, and I totally just couldn't bring myself to do that. I was really struggling. So it was a little bit of a delay in me getting this video out because it was a delay in me being able to accomplish the task. So I share all of that in the video. But eventually I did get it all done. I kind of got out of my own head, got it organized, and I'm really, really happy with the results. So go check out that video if you haven't seen it yet. I also got to do some socializing this week, which is great because it doesn't always happen. But my friend Melissa was in town And so we got together for an afternoon of just hanging out, and she was knitting, I was spinning and doing a little bit of knitting. But we went to lunch together, we went to Bliss Yarns, and then we ended up hanging out at a coffee shop. And I took my spinning out into public for the first time, which was really fun for me. I love that my spinning wheel is so tiny that I can take it with me. And it was a learning curve because when I moved my spinning wheel, it really changed all the knobs on it. So like I struggled for the first 10 minutes trying to figure out what was going on. I was like trying to spin and it was either like curling up or like not uptaking. And I'm like, what is going on? And so I figured out that it had just moved in transit. And so once I got all the knobs back to where they needed to be, everything was smooth and it was great. It was a perfect experience. So that was really cool. And then the last thing, this weekend we hung out with my brother and sister-in-law in Nashville. We went out to a restaurant that we had never been to before called Two Tin Jack. It's a Japanese, like izakaya, small plates sort of a place. So we ordered lots and lots of food, tried lots and lots of dishes, and it was really fun. And then after, we got Jenny's ice cream, which was also fantastic. So all in all, a really great weekend. All right, I think that is all for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.